My cat is, I keep trying to tell you that she's different, and I don't know how long I'm going to have her. I mean, I don't know. There isn't anything wrong with her, more so than what I think what it is. It's just, it's a slight, maybe genetic variation. But I do see her shape-shifting also, and her personality is kind of reptilian, and I would love to describe what that precisely is like. Because you love your narcissist videos. Well, the southerly narcissist, I think, is they have a thing going on with their reptilian side of their brain, I think, right? It's just we have a reptilian part of our brain. Now, I don't doubt that cats and dogs and everything that has a brain might have that. They can be shocked enough into trauma. Like, I'm not saying that it's a permanent state because I think this is a place of healing for everybody, right? The earth, maybe. There's a chance for you to heal. It's very complicating. See, getting back to the transits that are happening for us, I keep trying to talk about them. Mars, oops, pardon this thing right here. Mars is going to be squaring Chiron, and that's been very difficult with this Mars transit that keeps going back and forth. And for me, it's blindsiding, kind of. Well, we are definitely handling our inner wounds now, and looking in the mirror, right, in our innermost, deepest core, and it's been very tough. The main thing is just to accept that, of course, we're not perfect, right? And also just to know, also, see, you've probably healed a lot of yourself already. This could be, you keep it's we are in an environment that requires us to, like, constantly, almost it's like to constantly keep from getting irritated over it, right? And frustrated. And what I mean is the human ecology, like just the world itself, babes, kind of like, oh God, I'm all for some kind of reform, but that's controversial because why? Well, what do we reform to? Like, where do we begin with all of our suggestions as to how to live here? And I think it's simple. I do. I think it is. It gets complicating when it's none of my business right now. See, when I'm talking about astrology, that particular field of information is, see, we are going through a time that is so very epic. See, that the human beings, all of our bodies have a chance to pick it up on the cosmos. Okay, so with where the planets are right now, it's such a special time in history. It's hard to tell what's going to happen. See, I'm trying to get more and more meditative with my particular getting back to, because I kind of just started it up after a while, but I do astrology. I can be pretty good at it. People are shocked and they come back, and I mean, it's such a profoundly useful tool. It's like, it's a tool that the human being needs, but it's been taken away. It's a vital tool. See, the human being is, I hear people saying, is a technology, right? And I did too, right? I'm saying it's a PC, and there's an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space called the English alphabet, the language of which everybody in the world seems to have had to learn. They're very inspired by something that's behind it, because, well, yeah, it is technological. It is technology. It's the so-called modern day stuff. But you need to know that this plane right here has a stuck race, and the channels that can get the information and start creating are mainly, like, that's the way you're supposed to be as a human aperture, I think, is this. It's just you're getting downloads from the cosmos. It could include the darn the astrology, but see, I see astrology as an inside-out thing. Yeah, because we don't really know where it's happening. As far as if you really scientifically look at the human aperture, the body, and they try to find out, like, well, how do the eyes work? How do the ears work? How does everything work? And it's pretty shocking to be able to begin to look into it because anyway, kind of going off into this far off subject matter, which I think it's important to kind of keep it nebulous, because, well, I would rather do that. I am, because I'm particularly going through an effect with starting with that eclipse, but everybody is starting when you're born, right? And but no, you can see your progressions. You can see stuff. I'm here to tell you now. After okay, so I've been doing astrology since I was 14. I can tell you that there is a lost world, and I wouldn't, yeah, um, a lost world, which is lying dormant in every one of us, pretty much, because there's such a spectrum of possibilities that a person can reach with just one possibility. See, what I mean is there's the lower vibration, and then there's the higher vibration, and the earth, the ecology of the human global status is on the lower vibrational frequency. And it's because something has figured out how to play its game uh, better than the organism. Strange subject matter, but see, I've been doing a lot of healing, and I don't want to dwell on any one thing really. It's now is right now the time. I realize that, yeah, we have this 0 point energy that we're going to be handling because of the way that of the first of all the Aries placement. That's the zodiacal reset, and then but we have planets going to literal 0 degrees Aries also. A lot of it, all of the Pisces planets right now will be going eventually over to 0 degrees, and it's not very far away from an event from happening in the sky, especially. We have to get through this end of March with the Mars squares Chiron. That see, you might not have gone through what a lot of the other population has had to go through with getting back to the reptilian style, where the satanic cult is programming the population through abuse and through trauma of the worst kind. Getting down to how about that circumcision event going on over there? You know what I mean? When I do astrology, it's weird. Even like when you play music, it's weird because it's a higher learning tool too. It's like okay, so is the English alphabet, and when you know what it's offering, just as good as a shamanic experience. You see, the human aperture is waiting to be awakened by these tools, and they take it away and they make it very scarce in us. It is very weird, if you would think with me a little bit, how that we don't have people playing music like daily. To me, that seems weird because I started at age like 3 or 4 or 5 playing music. By the time I was 5, I was doing real life structures of geometric, and I began to understand music on a different level. I talk about it here sometimes, and that's important. See, it's important to bring all that back. See, I was playing it every day for, until, I mean, off into my 20s and 30s, on average, at least 6 hours a day, easily. It's just important to have your acoustic guitar. See, I don't have an acoustic guitar on me, and I'm kind of picky with my acoustic guitars. You have to play them, and if they have a good resonance, and those guitars that are to get a good one, you are paying $1,600 up. This is the same with everything, though, that the things being built now, because some things are just kind of turning to dust or just getting, I don't know, destroyed or something because, well, I was gonna say those fucking kids, right? That just managed to just crack something open because they're being clumsy or something. I don't know, but but my point is that things are made so clumsily, and they take all of the nourishment out of it, like the acoustics out of the acoustics and the blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Don't worry, people will bring it back, and they can always just dial it in, and it should be happening more locally though. That's just the way it happens. But see, we have gotten so weird with our ecology here. I don't understand why anybody can think that this is an interesting way to live. It's weird. I mean, I don't want to get too like dwelling on, like I said, this is a very Piscean time, and the 0 point information. It's really a time to start altering everything through your perception. And it's to get a deeper understanding, not by imagining stuff that's going on. No, there's a higher vibrational frequency, right? Like just like there's a positive and negative. What I think we mean though, really, is there's a healthy version and then a not so healthy version. You know, there's the mediocre and then there's the good stuff, right? And we see that everywhere. And money, you know, money is not necessarily, but with the food, you'll see it's like you'll get sick if you don't pay it a little extra. And it's easy though, really, because just do not get the stuff that is going to build your body up terribly, right? Because it's recycling itself, and literally you just should go by those cycles if you can pick up on it. You know, like there's a certain amount of time that it takes for the whole, like the skin to replace its own whole self, or even the bones to be a whole new set of bone. What's the purpose of this video? I'm just talking. Hi, how are you? Just talking about these times that we're going through. See, this is very true about this time we're in, is that people want to hear souls. Really, YouTubers think that, well, you got to go shorter and shorter. You have to do like a 3 minute video or a 9 minute video, and that's it. No, you would be surprised how the right people, are listening to your 45 to an hour videos, and it's more like they're just letting it in, right? And maybe they're driving their car, or they're just doing their laundry, right? Or even like laying in bed before they go to sleep or something. I don't know. How about you? When do you listen to my videos? Is it on the big screen in your living room? Yeah, great, cool. I'm glad you can relax and just doze off, really. That's the ideal. You just want to see the Piscean vibe calls for you. That's the way you learn. See, they always tell you, well, study all of your academics or whatever, whatever you want to learn. Look into it deeply right before you go to bed. But what I think they really mean is that you should learn meditation. See, because how do you yeah, I guess that you kind of go through it in your mind or something. I'm just, when I mentioned the word academics, academia, I just completely shut off. I'm like, well, why would you want to thumb through that when you're trying to get some sleep? And it's really a useless, absolute plague to the living eye. So thank you for sitting through that. Otherwise, you see, if they were teaching useful things, they would teach astrology. Nobody would be walking so fucking blind, man. Oh my God. It just seems more and more, and I know that a lot of astrologers talk about this. Timothy Halloran does. He just says, no, the more and more you see it, because you do horary, which is compatibility charts, right? Composites and everything else. But that's the most interesting thing. If you want to talk about the universe being your experience of life, how hellacious it can get if you shack up with somebody who has so many squares, or you actually don't really get along. See, it gives you an edge. You see, you get the feeling that the mind, it needs constant guidance into the right thing, right? Especially if it's anything, anything at all. How do you learn the best way to do it? Well, you fail, right? You fail and you make mistakes, and then, but what then next? Do you just walk away from it, or do you try again and get it right? See, I, being a musician, have always just knew that I can get it. It's soon enough I'm going to get it. And see, the thing is about a higher learning tool like music, and really even your body is first. That's what you're here to do, is to get into that thing and start learning how to learn. Learn how to live, you know. Boy, see, the saying goes for all of you narcissists and psychos and psychopaths and sociopaths, money, it only exaggerates your character. Yeah, imagine that. Whew. If I had a little bit more money, how amazing this would get kids. I do have a strange character, you know. I was talking about my music and how I need an acoustic guitar. But see, live music is going to be brought back. That's the part of the rebellion. And again, you kind of block it out. You just go numb to, because a lot of, see, the truth is you don't know any better. Nobody sees any different. They just think it's supposed to be quiet with a bunch of fucking idiots roaming around with noise, and nobody's fucking going like this and hi, how are you today? And just playing and feeling good. This life is here for celebration and feeling good. Or forget it. Really, really. I'm getting to the point where it's like, no, I can see how that is. And see, now, see, if I don't do my darn yoga in the morning, first of all, yeah, you need to do this now because of the Mars transit, babes. Be careful, because yeah, if you're not, you might be feeling it already. I don't mean to like be like, oh yeah, this person, yeah, everybody's in pain, whatever. No, it's an extra double whammy with where Mars is in Cancer, doing the inner work for the fucking ancestral karma. We call it ancestral because we're talking about Cancer, which is family, inheritances, like really heritage, and home life, the safety of it. And we're trying to, oh God, what is Mars doing over there? Because we have seen a lot of domestic violence, and as far as how the deep state is doing their weaponry against the population, it looks a lot like, sorry, this chair is terrible. That they just alter and dislodge people, create horrific scenes, right, of floods, fires, going through housing, and the images that you see of just flood waters gushing through chimneys, and some people are sitting there like this with water floating up to them, and they're like, you know what, on their, like, they're sitting there in their living rooms, and they're like, you know what, I think we should leave now. You know, things, it's just, well, God, this, and man, we were thinking it was just going to drain away, and we just continued to sit here and hope that the TV will turn back on. And then the scene of fires, the fire that engulfed this one living room where it was all glass, and they were going, holy shit, God, please, oh my God, holy shit. And it was just this fire that was just licking at the windows, and there was a dog there, and but really the guy was saying, looking at the dog, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, it's all right, no, you're all right, you're okay. I know exactly how that person is, though. I'm the same way. You know, I'm like, well, I'm here, but no, oh my God, that animal. And it's like, it's okay, we're all right, it's all right. And you actually feel safer that way, because they're kind of like, they might even tell you, no, we're going to be okay, right? Anyway, hey, thanks for listening to this, and I hope everybody went through the passage okay, really, of this March 31st thing. This video is going to go up on, like, well into April sometime. And so you'll see this particular shirt I'm wearing. This is the March 24th. And I'll do some ahead of time astrology here for us a little bit, as long as the camera will allow. But if it cuts out, I apologize. So in the future, I mean, see what we're looking at. See, I don't know what happened by the time but we'll go a little forward here and look at it like on the 10th here. Got a lot of Aries. See, but that 0 point. See, when I do astrology, when I talk about the 0 point thing, when the 0 points are happening, like with Neptune on the 31st, I should actually just put this on the 31st, or place it in between. Oh man. You know what's weird is I'm having to learn or learn how to meditate better all over again. I never really had a problem with this, except for that people transfer their undone inner work onto you. That's something to talk about. That is very true, and you have to pull up on your energy and say, no, that's not my. I'm not that undisciplined or like out of whack in my inner work. And see, so I'm living proof that you could do a lot of good work on yourself, but still there's more work to do, right? But they can take it away from you in an essence. It's kind of strange. There is a real live thing that you can look, other than Blondie here talking, if you like your narcissism subject, and I was trying to tell you about the reptilian thing. Well, that's what they are. They're not human. They are reptilian types. I don't know about you, but I've seen plenty of shape-shifting in front of my face. My cat is a shapeshifter, and I'm working with the energy there. I have done some things with chickens too. They can get reptilian, which is very paranoid, and they can get violent and hostile, right? They're just like, oh, they're paranoid because they have a terrible take on the universe. They had a terrible experience. Getting back to the satanic society, which it seems to just be keeping people like that. And somebody needs to snap out of it and start guiding people away from feeding, like really feeding on negativity, right? See, I mean, you got to start imagining a different world, and you will go there. You might have to get another body and then keep focusing and go through the universe and land on the planet of your desire. Just but it's not here. It's not yet here. See, I kind of think that that's what this place is too. It's like now when you get to a certain like disgruntled, right? Right now, see with the Mars and Chiron square, stand back and honor everybody that is divinely, what is it called? Um, divine disgruntled. Sorry, there's another word. Divine uncomfortableness, or sorry, I can't figure out what the real words are. I had it today. Just basically, you are um, not happy about anything. Divine, like but it's divine though. You're just like, no, excuse me, but that is crap. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's a different word. Divine. It's a weird combination of words because it doesn't really mean anything divine. It means that the divine is sick and tired of nobody hitting a right note. Oh wow, yeah. And nobody knows how to live by the the natural laws of physics here or something. But what we really mean, right, is to like John Lennon. He's trying to sing to us about imagine, right? Just imagine a world that would be different. See, I'm a freaking talk about John Lennon. He was a darn Libra, and so am I. And we are now looking at the Libra paradigm that's going to have to be looked into, or else we're going to be doomed. There's a lot that needs to come up, babes. I'm a channeler, and I can help a lot with this thing here because I've been on it a lot, and I learned something very deep about it. And it's our only freaking hope, man. Not Luke Skywalker over there, but we can talk about Luke Skywalker. Um, and I'll put these videos together. I want to. I have the task, like I said, of not necessarily to do the same work that I already did for the past, like, well, it's not 45 years of doing astrology and play my music, really, which is like meditation, just little things you can do accidentally will bring you. What I mean is, it's like on accident, all of a sudden now you are lit up. 144 strands of DNA are now activated, and you are chosen to. Yeah, look at that Neptune going over my ascendant. Um, I like that I'm almost halfway through this cruddy fucking place, but I'm gonna leave a legacy here. It's so needed. I'm here to tell you that I don't want distractions because I know that I'm onto something about what I'm about to keep trying to communicate. The problem is that it communicates in between, like, okay, so this was 30 minutes, and now I'm trying to tell you about my language thing, and that we need to start identifying ourselves here through resonance. It's the rebellion kind of thing, which it's the only like way is to start moving into a state of prayer, and that's what that really is. True prayer is is just gratitude, right? It's a light feeling. It's not like, oh, help me God. No. True, the highest octave of prayer, which is it gets to the outer ethers and it starts to make things grow greener, kind of thing. Which is, to me, that's the most vital one. All the others is like, well, that's an alternative, I guess. And you do have a higher self and or angels and spirit guides that if you are crying and you're sincerely, you want answers and you want assistance. Because, well, it doesn't seem that anybody can communicate to you or get on your level or anything. Just give it time. See, we are, the reason why I'm talking about this is because the Pisces planets and stuff, and you do have access to this instant healing kind of thing by way of doing your meditation, going in and talking and listening to your body, doing yoga. Um, and It's remarkable because if you're meant to do something, see, a lot of us are confused as to what the hell to do. And then, well, you ask. It could get pretty dire, and that's why you start to pray, so-called. But it comes to where, see, you must use your emotions. When you start feeling those emotions, see, a lot of people just don't know what to do with those emotions. Well, you send it out, and now your angels are going to listen. But you have to start asking them to help you. This is totally a fucking Piscean uh, subject matter. Even though a lot of Pisces people could be atheists and completely like, that they could be the worst walled off about subject matter, and that's just kind of like their karma. It's like, oh God, yeah, I can understand. Kind of like in the beginning, what I was trying to say is how that everything has been taken away, and it's really hard to even know that how that astrology works really, but we are going to start waking up and getting the original. I call it the virgin, not the mother. See, that woman, the astrologer, when she's really doing great work, but everybody, when they start talking about Mother Nature, they really mean Virgin Nature. And see, I'm serious about this. Like, why can't we change? When are we going to start getting language right so that the mind can stay on track? Because the reason why I'm emphasizing that is because, pardon me, like, Virgin Earth, um, it's not, it's not a human character. It's a place, and it's full of programs, yes, and those programs have originality. And there's a poor version and there's a higher version, or do you want to just burn it up and start over with ashes? I don't know, but we have a realm here that is, I hate to tell you, it's very programmed. It's very programmed. It's just programming. It's kind of trippy. Now, a lot of people will come up with this, and I am coming up with it more and more. I have to, because when you start breaking out of all the programming, you're going to notice all the programming. Or see, and you'll come up with I have to free up some storage. Pardon me while I do this. You'll come up with a dialogue like all of the other famous people will, that you can admire, and they'll tell you a little secret about the Matrix or something. Some people say, well, I think it's just a video game, or it's just a game, or it's a movie, or I found that it's really right, and yeah, that movie of the Matrix is very interesting. I never really I started watching it with a bunch of people, and I'm an Aries rising. I love movies. I really appreciate them, but well, since I move up in here in the mountains, we don't come up here to watch movies, babes. It's weird. There's an old theater over there, and it's like, no, people that are bored in the city watch movies. They have to keep themselves busy because they're in a non-empathic, highly inhospitable prison, and so they have to stay busy because it's so just, what do we do here, right? I mean, do you have any land, like at least a little square to pet your fucking fruit tree? And then do you notice all the fruit trees get robbed? Depends on where you are. I don't know. It's like, what are you gonna do there? It's so lifeless as far as the human ecology. There is like virtually none. Everybody is. You have to alter yourself to go out there, right? You have to blend in and be like the same, and then go back and detox a little bit. That's what empaths are doing, man. And boy, if you're in some of the places around here, like just down the hill where I live, it's a freaking freak show. I mean, what I'm telling you is like the government has made sure to just turn it topsy turvy, man. If it was a rich place, well, look at the Pacific Palisades over there. Do you think that that place is looking great now? I mean, I think that the homeless are flourishing around there. They might be finding who knows what in that rubbish, right? With their metal detectors and stuff. And uh, anyway, I'm just trying to get rid. I'm getting rid of the storage here problem so that I can keep bantering out something for you guys. Hi, how are you? I might stop making these videos, and when I do, I will just open up a bunch of my playlists, and you guys will have like 500 hours of listening of me when it was early, or like 3 years ago when my Venus started getting going to pose. Yeah, boy, I look at those videos and how I looked, and even now, see, my looks are, well, everybody's looks are being affected by the chemtrails and stuff, and everything. It's just a constant battering, and it's like they are trying to fuck up geometry within us, and I'm hoping that it's reached its peak, and now people are just going to say, no, no more, and start getting back into restorative modes of being and stuff, and thinking and being. And that's where I'm like, I can't believe we're not, you don't hear that people aren't playing music together more in every single fucking neighborhood. I don't know. See, that's the world that I'm going to be going. The Earth, the planet, over there, they don't chatter, babes. I was exposed to this. I was with my language thing. I wish I can tell you the full story, and I will. I think I will make an audio book that maybe just lasts an hour to just make sure that I stick to the story of how do I know what I know about language, and then what further I know about the intelligences that are here on the planet. That, like I said, it's like it's here, but it's not lifted up and it's not operating. It is, but it isn't. See, I'm talking about what keeps things greener, like your plants. It's about resonation and and just thriving. And you know, I'm doing this all with no instruction. I look at this computer. See, the way that I've been operating is, see, I was happy to find that the symbol O is for oxygen. I found that, but then I read it further, and it says and or the number element 8. When I see that stuff, because I just came up with that anyway. It's like the O is the pi, right? It's the infinity, but then it says it right there, and it says it's a symbol. It doesn't say it's a letter. So, but oxygen, this it's oscillation. You know, it's the recycler. It's what it's very important to have oxygen, right? What do you think? But it's flammable, so you have to have a balance. Of course, there's hydrogen too. You know, I don't know anything about it, but see, it sticks out. You'll start to see that with the symbol system, babes, if you can just reduce it down, you're doing gibberish right now. It's a fucking okay. The it the words the basic words. I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain this to you right now, but I wish that I think I will. See, the thing is, I'm excited about it, but I'm exhausted. We need to take care of our bodies because then we can really tap into something very good. So apologize right now. See, I am going to put this video up probably on the 27th or something, or the 28th, because this is my most recent plug, I guess, and it should be that way for us oracles and astrologers. We should try to stay up to date. Like, okay, so today, you know, and yeah, I'm just an Aries rising who we're very sensitive, by the way, and it's about the rise of the organism, which is represented by just the I am, the Aries over there, and it's not a coincidence that Neptune is going into Aries at the 0 point. We have this thing going back and forth with the 0 point. That's what Adrian Elise mentions, and I was looking at it too. See, I want to do more meditative study over it, and I was thinking about doing that in front of your face. It takes a while for me to just get in and see it, and see something with the flow of what's going to be happening here right now. If it's the 28th of March, that's what I'm talking about. See, there's a darn eclipse tomorrow at 9 degrees. That's on my Mars. And then, yeah, see, I need to start looking at the characters here and what's happening and how it's all playing. And it will take probably 20 minutes. See, I just haven't got into it. See, there's a way it will just click in, and I will see the theme that will be playing out. I see a lot of tempering. I see a lot of tempering of very vital energies otherwise. This is a time of going through a pressure cooker that is going to it's offering a complete breakdown and then a remolding. There's see, with this Neptune and Pisces and the Pisces planets, that's the place of self-undoing, the 12th house. It's kind of like the final, right? It's the Pisces oceanic, like, oh, just all of it. It's almost like the Kali Yuga, right? And then, which is just an exhaust of all this crap that's just floating around. It's like, oh, well, turn it to sand, I guess, and let's sit on it and wonder about everything, see, at the beach. But it's time to go back to the earth, is what it's saying with the Uranus that's been going on, and we're going to see some shakeups here. By the time it's okay, we're going to, for sure June, but May, when, see, we have Saturn going into Aries, and for me and for the rest of the human population, but it's going to be like you think that it's impossible, but now, see, for the Aries, it's going to temper them down, and they're going to be able to really be structured and concise about what they need to do. I think so. Otherwise, they're fucking up, and they need to slow down. And don't worry, see, this is not difficult, because the way it is that, okay, more and more we're going to see that we need to just be able to meditate and then activate, meditate, activate. Otherwise, we are expending such energy that we miss that world that we can be involved with. It's just right now, you can't even imagine how different it can be if our full-on technology can rise up and actually be all it can be. And we don't know how it was, say, 120 years ago. We really seem more like 300, 600 years ago. Really, how it possibly was. See, why don't we see anything? But we do see. See, why is there such a gap? Has anybody ever figured this out? Okay, so what I'm talking about is, okay, we see pyramids, and they say, this was here 8,000 years ago. But then there's like, what, desert and jungle? But then now there's stucco, we have a trailer park, and we have New York City and stuff like that. It's like, you see what I'm saying? Is there was an in between somewhere, or what happened? There was just some other method of being here, and no, I refuse to believe that. No, everybody lived in caves. Shauna, didn't you know that? No, they were pushed into caves. Their structures were leveled down, and whatever crevice they could fucking crawl into, they did. Yes, and whatever is left was trying to figure out, how do we do this vibration thing? And they only had fire to fuck with. Hello, Aries, and I am, and how many times do we have to be flattened down? See, that particular story, do you think it goes on like that, or is it just like here and there, or pepper it over here, and let's keep it just. That's what something thinks of us, but they really need us, right? It's fucking strange. Have a good day, you guys. I love you guys so much.